Hi there, guys. This is Jiu-Jitsu, and we're here with another Forgotten Realms draft. One of many. Let's jump right into it. We open a Tiamat. Let's see what this guy does. So it's 7/7 flyers for 7. Whenever you play him, whenever he enters the battlefield, if we cast him, look at the top 5 cards. Um, Top 5. Search your library for up to 5 dragons not named Tiamat. Each may have different names. Reveal them, put them into your hand. Okay, so if we first pick this, it's going to be an interesting adventure. I don't know. We've been running like 7-0, so this probably isn't the first pick. Yeah, we don't have any cookie cutters here. I don't think Tiamat is really what you want to do. If you do pick something like this, it's like full out treasure generating accelerators. Um, no, I don't think I want to do that. We have a lot of high quality green here. We don't have like a single. I guess the talisman's pretty good. I think I'll go for the talisman. Um, these two are also viable. Sorry, options, but they're double colored, and I'm still not sure. Which direction we ought to go. Last time we played green black to some very nice success. The talisman works very well in blue-black decks. But as I say that, we do not have any overly impressive cards from either color. Frankly, we don't have any impressive cards, period. We have the Choose Your Weapon, which is pretty good. Polymorph is not very exciting, in my opinion. We have a Hexblade, which is okay. Just a bunch of okay cards. I think Choose Your Weapon is probably the best, but it's not really in the color combination I want to go for. I'm going to go for the Hexblade. I'm not very excited with the Hexblade, but that's going to be my pick. And okay, here we have an Outlander. So it looks like we're going towards black-blue. A common was taken from here. So I'm assuming removal and the rare. So that could be anything. I would pick very few commons over the Outlander. That's me personally. And we've been passing a lot of quality green as well, which is a shame, but I don't really see anything that's on par with the Outlander. So we're going to be picking him. Very few cards that are, over this card. One of them is the Dragonfire, I'd say. But, it's just one of them. And here we have an interesting blue card. I am a fan. 3 mana for a 2/2 flyer is a reasonable deal to begin with. And I think that Venture the Dungeon just pushes this card just a bit over the edge and becomes very, very viable. And then you can turn things into birds, which is always good. Have you ever seen a giant turn into a small blue bird? Well, now you have the chance to do just that. We do have some other green cards. Black is pretty flat. I think last pack was as well. We might end up in something weird like green-blue, but I think that this card is probably best by far. Tiger Tribe is awkward. It basically lets you fling things. If you attack with a bunch of stuff. Okay. Green Dragon, neh. We have a Rapier, which is very good. We have a Scion. We have an Innkeeper, which I'm actually considering. I think Scion is probably the pick here. Though Innkeeper's okay, especially if we want to go splashy. Let's try the Innkeeper out. We might try to accelerate interesting things on turn 4. And Meet in a Tavern is a bit slow for my tastes. I think that, oftentimes you'll be casting it and you'll be fetching 2 creature cards. Like best case, right? Sometimes you'll just get 1. And the +2/+2 swing is just not that exciting. So I don't know. Tapping out for 4 mana just to get 2 cards is. You have other cards that do that with more flexibility, like the other realms in blue, 1 blue and 3 colorless, instant speed with a die rolling. We'll go for the Circle Moon Druid here. This draft is not as straightforward as we've had in the past. I'll tell you that much. We are a bit all over the place, but it looks like we're getting reasonable green here. 2 druids so far. Maybe we'll see the other ones we passed. Okay, nice. So we have another druid, but we also have Shasira, which is decent. We have a bull strength, and haven't seen a lot of blue. These guys are really good as well. I wonder. I wonder. We could be either blue or green. Think I'll go for the moon druid. Think I'll go for the moon druid. Yeah, there. Oh, wow, this is a really late null. Yeah, so same concept. If you guys have watched the last draft, then we had a bonanza. We had a few null hunters and a few outlanders, and just getting these triggers, these pack tactics triggers on turn 4 is so silly. And if you have a few combat tricks, it's very easy to pull off, and it is lethal. So here we have two interesting options. Cursed Idols tend to wheel more than come into a river. If we do end up in blue-green, then I think we're probably going to want to run it. I don't think the green dragon is very good. And yeah, we'll see. We're definitely in green. Question is green what? That is the question. Yeah, a lot of 3-drops. A lot of 3-drops. So fighter class, were we in red-white? That would be great to pick up. Lightfoot Rogue is okay. Do not overvaluate this card. You know, in a format where pretty much any deck can create a Gobbo, then this will not be swinging too often, and it does not get the death touch on the defense. So it's a peculiar uncommon to my perception. You know, every now and then you're going to be swinging with a 3/1, but I think that the Goblin with pack tactics is just better. We have a Spoils of the Hunt, and since we are a bit low on removal, we might be able to take that. And we also have a Guild Thief. And I wonder. Okay, we'll go for the spoils here. The Guild Thief is okay, but I don't know. I don't see us tapping out, and I'm not sure if we're going to be getting through. I'd rather have different 2-drops. I guess that with enough signs, it's pretty good. Still not sure if we're going to be running the black or blue. I'm kind of on the fence for now. If we had a decent green card, we'd probably go for that. If we're going for black, the Hive of the Eye Tyrant is definitely the better option. Otherwise, the Scion. And I don't see much for us here otherwise. I think we're going to go for the Hive just because signs are easier to come by. This is not going to be an option either way because we're going to be deep into green. And we have another Hexblade, even though it's not my pick of choice. Once again, a Scion, and this is overall, I'd say, a mediocre minus powered booster pack. Compelled Duel, definitely worse than Bull Strength. Like 9 out of 10 times, in my opinion. I think we'll just go for the Evolving Wilds and hope to see an improvement. Here we have a Fly, which is decent. We have a Purple Worm, which works well with Bull Strength. Would we come by a few of those? And I think this is gonna be the pick. We can cast this on turn 5. We have the swinging deck, and 2 cards I hope to pick up with a high priority are the Bull Strength, as well as things with pack tactics, which is basically Null Hunter and Outlanders. This is a fine pickup. Oftentimes it's just a bit better than Spoils of the Hunt. You're going to be spending 1 more mana for the +1/+1. Against a blue deck, this card is ridiculous. It's a 1 mana, and it can serve as both a combat trick and a removal spell. So we'll staple that pick. Another Innkeeper. It's either that or a Dryad. The Boulette is not as exciting. And I'm not too fond of trolls. And you know, he's only good when you have bull strengths, in my opinion. And we have more than enough targets for those. Would we pick those up? And as I pick up more of these, I'm thinking we might want to prioritize Hexblades, hired Hexblades a bit more. And as I push blue into the sideboard, it looks like we do get some blue. So maybe I shall undo that. Charm Sleep is good, but it's double blue, and I think that with green, this is probably a bit better. Okay, let's take these back. It looks like blue is suddenly a bit more viable. Um, yeah, nothing else. There was also a sorcerer's class there, but that is not a pick for this format. And yeah, we're all over the place in terms of picks here. We have a zombie ogre if we want to go for black, and I guess we have a conjure if we want to. No, we don't need any 3 drops. Okay, let's pick the ogre and see where this leads us. These are not very viable in these colors. Sure, we'll take a scion. And yeah, we definitely do not need it. Wow, this is such a late rapier. Feels like every time I'm playing like aggro red, I'm looking for those cards, and suddenly when you're not, it's everywhere. Okay. Draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. Pretty good. Create a blue dog illusion creature with power toughness twice the number of cards in our hand. Exchange your hand and library, then shuffle. You get no maximum hand size. So I think that, yeah, this is pretty much what I expect from a 6-drop to do. So goodbye, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Who knows, maybe we'll even play like a single copy of. And hello, blue. So this is our life now. We're not going to be playing 8 3-drops. And this is not going to be an aggro deck either. If we do end up playing the Air Cult Elemental, meaning that if we do not pick enough Owlbears and other decent 5-drops, 6-drops, I think this will be the first for me. I don't think I've ever played this card. And as I say that, we pick up something that just absolutely nothing for us here, huh? I mean, I don't want to play 2 of these. We definitely have enough on the 3 curve. I'll axe this. If suddenly we get past 5 Dragon Flames, then we'll be playing that. Yeah, really just not much for us here, unfortunately. Okay. Ooh, this is good. Wow, and we have a Null Hunter. Oh, wow, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. This is cute as well, but yeah, I think we're just going to go with the layer here. I always have a certain bias for taking the creature lands. The reason is that if you're close in terms of playables, meaning you're not going to be playing any junk, this is going to serve as both, right? It's like it's a free quote unquote playable. It's another something to do when it's your turn. It's another blocker, and it's going to serve as mana as well. So absolutely, these cards are amazing, and if you're in the colors, then I advise you pick them. It is not beyond us to splash black, but I don't think that this is reason enough to splash black, especially when we got our pick here. I would be even happy to have another Bull Strength. We're very creature heavy. We have 4 Circle of the Moon Druids. The more the merrier. So we'll pick up the Bull Strength. If we had like a black removal, I'd probably be more inclined. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. So we have been blessed to sit left of the guy who is not green. I think this is pick 3, so we're expected to get quite a bit more good green stuff. So when we play this, we get a 2/2, and then whenever we attack, we put a +1/+1 counter on an attacking creature. So looks like green was wide open, and we read that really well in the first booster pack. So Ranger's class it is. What a 2-drop. Here we have this, but I do not think we have any die rollers. We have the contact other plane, and I think that's about it. I wonder if this is some. I've never played this card. It seems a bit slow for my tastes. I'll take the Charm Sleep, and I hope we have a mana base to sustain it. Here we have a Hell Giant, but I think Ray of Frost is where my heart lies. This is, I think, de facto removal, similar to Charmed Sleep. I guess you can sacrifice them in bounce, but I don't know, against anything red, it's pretty good. No, I think we're good for the late game. And I don't think we want more of these. This is a bit on the slow side. I'm definitely not going to be picking up another Moon Druid. I think that 4 is probably probably good enough. I'll pick a door, even though I don't think we're going to be playing it. I think it's a bit slow. And this I will pick. It's either that or the Guild Thief. And just in terms of curve, I think I prefer the Contact the Other Plane. We'll take an Air Called Elemental. Oh wow, this wield. What are people picking? That's nuts. We will not play the Conjurer. And I'm actually considering we might play this. We just might. We just might. We're a bit lacking in combat tricks, so we'll see how this goes. So a lot of things to cut. We add 32 cards here, so we have to cut 7. And we'll get there. So one sign, let's see how we are in creatures. 16, so we're going to be cutting some creatures as well. And I think that 2 6-drops is probably enough. We might cut a single Contact Other Plane. Choose your weapon. Okay. Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, which we can axe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bull Strength, come to a river. This is also a creature, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. We do not have a lot of ways. Okay, so the bullet is gonna get axed as well. Even though we can like curve out-ish into turn 4. But no, I don't feel it. And Lair of the Hydra, running 17 lands. I think we can axe some utility. How many creatures do we have? 14. So we have 15 creatures. Can probably axe one of these. I wonder if we can do without a Charmed Sleep. We are like green heavy. If we axe this, we probably shifts the balance. No. Charmed Sleep is pretty good, and we have... I think our mana base is pretty reasonable. We have 2 Innkeepers. Might be a bit heavy on the top of the curve, but we don't have any 5-drops, so we do want to keep it that way. 4, 5, 6 3-drops. I think that's good. And I think we can axe a single Charmed Sleep, and then we will prioritize green mana even a bit more. Again, with the 2 Innkeepers, it's just going to make it that much easier for us. And the question is, do we want to axe a Contact Other Plane or not? Is there something else we ought to axe? Very fond of Come to a River. Very fond of it indeed. It's going to let some big boys get through as well. So I don't think I want to axe that. Mixed feelings about the Elemental. 6 mana. It is a ceiling, but I think we have enough of a ceiling. Okay, we'll do it this way. So that was the deck building, and I'll see you guys in round number 1.